flights earlier this morning.
Now, it would later lift that order, but flights are starting to take off again with trouble at American airports stacking up.
Local 12's Kristen Coronet is following the updates from the FAA minute by minute in the Breaking News Center. Ripple effect, Kristen, it may be lifted, but it's still a problem.
100%. This is going to be something we see take effect throughout the day today. But you guys are right. The latest update was that ground stop, that pause on flights has been lifted. This is the latest tweet from the FAA. And this was all stemming from an overnight outage to the Notice to Air Missions system. And that is a communication system. And the issue was with one part that controls how they are able to communicate with airports to alert them about potential hazards. So you can see the issue there. But again, they have been able to resolve that issue and flights are now flying again. However, of course, we'll be watching for delays all morning. CBG alerted people to make sure you check with your airline if you have a flight today and possibly even tomorrow. Now, everyone probably wants to know what caused this. Well, the truth is we don't have those answers just yet. However, the White House gave some insight after the president was briefed earlier this morning. This is from the press secretary. She said that the FAA system showed no evidence of a cyber attack at this point, and this tweet was from earlier this morning. However, the president has directed the DOT, to conduct a full investigation of a potential cause here. But as we kind of wrap up here on Good Morning Cincinnati with good news that flights are going to be flying again, we have reporter Chelsea Sick down at CBG. She's been tracking things there. I'm hoping some of those flight boards are going to be looking good, but maybe some more delays. What are you kind of seeing at this point, Chelsea?
Well, Kristen, I have a little bit of good news. I did just get off the phone with CVG spokesperson Mindy Kirshner, who tells me that flights are officially taking off here from CVG, but obviously that's a very gradual process. Not all the planes can go up at once, so we are still seeing some pretty significant delays, some cancellations. I want to show you the arrival and departure board. A lot of travelers have been stopping here to look at what time their flight is going to take off. You see a lot of orange there. We've started to see some of those delays increase a bit. It started as just 30, 45-minute delays. Now some people won't get out of here for a couple more hours. We did talk to one traveler who says that he went to go check his bag and they told him his flight was canceled when he was already here at the ticketing counter. So people are finding out pretty last minute that this is happening. Flights, they're just really starting to understand the impact across the country. So we are starting to see those delays get later and later. The cancellations are really starting to pop up as well. The biggest piece of advice from Kirshner is if you travel at any point today, doesn't matter if it's later tonight, make sure that you are checking to make sure that you don't have a delay or a cancellation. She says the ripple effect is going to impact travelers all throughout the day, especially since this is nationwide. Another traveler told me that they are worried about missing their connecting flight. So their flight here is only delayed about 45, 50 minutes, but they only had a 30-minute layover. So it's going to be interesting to see how this really impacts airports nationwide. I'm sure connecting flights are also delayed, but you just never know. So a lot of stress from travelers here this morning, a lot of confusion about what's happening if those flights were going to take off starting at 9. The good news is I do have confirmation that some planes are starting to get out of here at CBG, and it looks like some things are starting to return to normal. What's not normal are what time those planes will be taking off. So make sure, again, you're checking for those delays. For now, back to you on the studio.
Another mess in the sky.
Yeah, it's easier to wait at home if you can, too.
And this doesn't do you much good if you have a flight today, but think if this had been like December 22nd.
Oh, my gosh.
Just, you know what I mean? Something
we already
like that.
had that with Southwest.
With Southwest,
right?
we did. But can you imagine all flights grounded
No.
a couple of weeks ago?
No.
Nightmare.
Yeah.
Nightmare.
Oh. Well, and the award goes to, we have a roundup